Good morning. This is Steve Williams, founder and president of the CreditRepairShop.com. I had just finished making a video, and right after it, I got another alert. CashNet USA releases $400,000 worth of bad payday loans into the market. Original charge-off date 2016, 2017. This, for most states, is not past statute of limitations. So just in case you had an old payday loan with CashNet USA, they are about to sell that debt and see what they're gonna. This is what they're gonna do. They're gonna sell it to a debt collector, obviously for a lot less than what they're paying for this, and then they're gonna send the letter in the mail. And when you get that letter in the mail, you have to be prepared to respond to it, regardless of how old you think the debt is, or if you don't even remember having it, which, when you don't want to pay something, sometimes the memory can get a little foggy. So you have to be prepared to respond. If you don't respond, the next step that they're going to take is to go to court with that document saying that they reached out to the last known address, and then that's going to also allow them to put it on your credit reports. This is how you do it. If you look at that letter, if you pay attention to that letter that you'll get from the debt collector, it's going to ask you, first it's going to talk about the debt, and then it's going to say if you want to dispute that debt. You should immediately dispute the debt, number one, with the debt collector that's coming after you for it, because it could have changed several hands. So you need to look at it. Usually in the top left or right corner, it's going to say who is the debt collector. You want to find out if they own the debt, if they've purchased it, or have they been assigned from another debt collector, or have they been assigned from CashNet USA, the original owner of the debt, the lender. Regardless of what position you're in with them, you need to find out that information, because then it's going to take you several different paths on the way that you're going to challenge it. If they have purchased the debt, then you want to no matter what, if they've purchased it, been assigned from another, or been hired from the original creditor, you want to validate everything, the contract. You want to see how much was loaned, when it was loaned, your signatures approving the loans, everything. If they don't provide that, even as the original creditor, they must keep that information. And if someone buys it, they must get that information, because they can't just walk into court and say, we bought it from this company and he or she owes us the money. It doesn't work that way. They have to show you the contract. And if they bought the debt, they have to show you the contract that they bought the debt. When they show the contract on them buying the debt, they don't sell these debts. I'm looking at it right here. They don't sell it one by one. They sell it in a package. And that way you'll be able to see what they paid for this debt. This one here, for this $400,000 in debt, $400,000 in credit card debt, what they would end up paying for it. Let's see. Less than 1 cent is what they're selling off this $400,000 worth of debt. Less than 1 cent. The calculator actually says 0.015. So that's that's 2 cents if you carry over round up with the 5. So 2 cents is what they're paying for these debts. But they're going to go after people, and they're going to try to maximize it with attorney fees, maximize it with interest rates according to your state, to be able to collect this debt and maximize the dollars. If you don't answer them when you get that letter in the mail, it's going to allow them to put it on your credit reports. Then step number 2 for them is allow a summons to go out. When they do the summons, if you don't show up, they're going to get a default judgment. And then after they get the default judgment, they're going to go back to court and get a garnishment. This is how these debt collection companies make millions of dollars, because 99.9% of the people that get the letter don't do anything, and then they find themselves in a bad situation where they are being garnished. So, number one, to stop this right off at the pass is to send the validation letter to them to make sure that they maintain all the documentation to prove that you legally have to pay the debt. That's with the original creditor. And if it was sold to a debt collector, you're doing that, plus you're also wanting them to prove that you have a legal obligation to pay them. So you can visit my website or watch more of my videos. The information that I'm telling you is true. I just had a person last week that had gotten a summons, and we were able to wipe, just from watching my YouTube video, she was able to stop the court action, and they dismissed it all within hours. They stopped the court summons in hours, and then when she went to court, soon as they called her name, the attorney for the plaintiff, for the company that was suing her for the money, the company that had her all emotional, scared, said dismiss soon as they called her name, and then she was able to leave court. But she said 99% of the people that she was really the only one there that showed up in court. All the rest, they were just saying default judgment, default judgment, default judgment. So you got to fight for your rights, because just because you owe a debt does not mean that you're going to have to pay it. And even if you have to pay it, you could still settle it for a lot less than what is owed. You just saw how much this company is paying for these accounts. So even if you had to pay it, it would be better than having it go to court. You can settle it for $20 or $30 from what they're paying, and they're still making a ton of money on it. So if you have any questions or comments, please post them below. Please subscribe to my YouTube page. I would really appreciate it. Please spread the word. Again, this is Stephen Williams, founder and president of thecreditrepairshop.com. And if we have any more alerts on any more debts being released into the market, I will make a video immediately to inform you.